Hi guys and welcome to the Car Show. Today I'm reviewing for you the brand new Toyota Yaris Hybrid. Generally, for those who follow my channel, you might know by now that I've driven the GR Yaris, which is the performance model of this car. This has nothing to do with that. Those are completely different cars, and that's why I really wanted to drive the hybrid model, because let's be honest, most of the people who buy a Yaris will go for the hybrid and not for the GR Ultra special model, Ultra blah blah blah. So I propose, as usual, take a quick walk around the car, talk a bit about design and stuff, and then move on to the test drive. So as you can see, this has nothing to do with the previous model. It looks completely different, and that's because it's a completely different car, new chassis, new everything. And honestly, design-wise, this is very subjective as usual, but it's so much better, at least in my opinion. I think the car looks a million times better than the previous Yaris. It's got some nice wheels, nice red paint, like B color situation there with the black on the roof. And overall, it looks just so much more slick and sporty, and I really like that, because for a city car, that's what you want. It's small, but it's very cute. It's very stylish with the colors, the accents, the lines and everything. As you can see, even on the roof, it has some nice lines. So everything looks really nice in my opinion. Let's finish the walk around. The wheels are great. Those are 17-inch wheels and they are optional. Of course, this car has several packs which you can get the car. This is a rather high trim. It's got all the options, all the bits and tricks, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So there you have the hybrid Yaris, a very good looking car. And you know what? First of all, what is it powered by? Let's open up the engine. Let's do it together. Perfect. This is interesting. This is the first time I'm noticing this design cue, to be honest. I knew it on the grille. They did it. It's a bit weird, to be honest, there on the front, but I kind of like it here with the taillights. It looks very nice. Let's open this up. Well, what do we have here? This is the 1.5 liter petrol engine. Of course, this being the hybrid, it's mated to, well, a hybrid powertrain. And the overall power output of this car is of 116 horses, which is plenty enough, if you want my opinion. This, of course, is a front-wheel drive, and it's mated to the automatic CVT gearbox. Let's close that back up. Perfect, it's closed. And before jumping in the car, I say let's move on to the back of the car and look at the boot. So, at first glance, well, first of all, sorry for all that. I had to work and do some stuff, and well, therefore you have my stuff. But the usual reference is my bag. And at first glance, when I saw the car and I opened up the boot, I was like, that's quite small. And if we talk about like how many liters, this is supposed to be under 300 liters, so it's quite small. Even I think it's the smallest in this category, but I don't really care, because once you start putting stuff in it, it's just, I don't know, it can fit a lot of luggage, and it's surprising. Although, yes, it might be on the smaller side, but it does fit a fair amount of stuff. As you can see, again, my bag for reference and tools, and there's a big battery and everything. So as you can see, you can put like 3 big bags in here, no problem whatsoever. Plus the rear seats, they fold down and you get a nice surface there. Also you get some something to hide here, so you don't have that much of a hump. As you can see, you have this here, and then it becomes just very flat and easy to load. Now let's close this back up. Now it's closed, and move on to the interior of the car. First, the rear. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is my sitting position, and I'm quite conservative. When I sit, I'm not like all the way back and everything. I'm gonna fit quite tight in there at 190 centimeters tall. But yeah, what about the finishes on the door? You know, it's plastic, but what do you want? Like, what are you expecting from this car? It's plastic. Is it that bad? Honestly, in the rear, it's not very good, but what's really important is, well, the rear bench, and this seems quite comfortable. Let's see if I can fit behind myself. Well, surprisingly, I can fit behind myself. Am I tight? Yes, I'm quite tight. As you can see, knee room is fine. I would say I can survive with that. But like headroom, just not gonna happen for me. It's just too small in the back, especially if the driver is my size. It's just too small for me. But for someone normal, I drove with regular people, and they didn't complain at all. For people in the car, me driving, and it was quite fine. Now let's just get out of here because there's not much more I can show you. There's no air vents, there's nothing. It's, as you can see, just a plain old interior. And God, this is not easy for me. Whew, I'm out, and of course automatic windows, but that's all you get pretty much in the back of this car. Now, what about the front? There is a whole different story. As you can see, first of all, I left the bottle here because those are quite large storage spaces, and well, you can fit like a rather big bottle, you know, that's quite a good thing because it's easy to access. You don't have to throw it around the cabin or anything. There you have some finishes, you know, some shiny plastic, but overall, again, hard plastic. This is also hard plastic, and overall, this is very hard. By the way, this is going to be my main complaint. When you rest your hand here, this is very tough, very hard, and if you use your left hand to drive, it's just not comfortable, like for your elbows and everything. Even the center piece there, not the most comfortable, although it's got more cushions. And since we have this view, look at the seats. They're very supportive. They're honestly very comfortable, and they look good. And you know, it's good materials. You got some leather, and here's some material, and honestly, it's just a very good seat. Space-wise, you've got all the space in the front. Let's not be, but that's with any car. It's very spacious and everything. This doesn't have glass roof or anything like that, so it's even more spacious. Now let's jump in the car. Well, close the door. Now I'm seated in my regular position. Let's first of all talk about what we have here. The steering wheel, very nice, very grippy, and you get all your controls here and there. Of course, lane assist, collision prevention, adaptive cruise control, everything comes as standard, and this is a very nice Toyota feature because all Toyotas get those as standard, and this is very nice. But let me start the car. Let's start it. And well, the car is on because, well, this is a hybrid and it starts in electric. As you can see here, a digital dashboard, sort of like you have 3 screens. You have like the dial here, which is digital with the fuel gauge and, you know, temperature. There you have your RPMs, but not really, like you get the point. That's acceleration and charge and all that. And here in the center, you have all the infos. You can scroll through those, and you get, you know, many stuff that you can access. This is all the security features. And my favorite, my all-time favorite option, the heads-up display. This is optional, of course, but honestly, I just love a good heads-up display, and this is a very good heads-up display. I love saying this word. What else about this interior? This comes with the GBL pack. The sound is decent, not the best, not the worst in this car. And here, this is what I don't understand. Here you get automatic headlights and heated steering wheel. The position again for the steering wheel is a bit weird, but for the for the automatic headlights, why would you put it here? It's really, you don't really notice it when you're like that, and even like that, what the fuck is that? Well, and then you realize. But yeah, a bit weird there, but besides that, the car is very ergonomic. Everything's close to you, and I really like that. Now moving on to the center console, parking brake, auto hold, driving modes. You have power and eco and normal. I just leave it in normal because, come on, let's be honest. You can actually deactivate your ESP here, which is very interesting for Yaris Hybrid. You can put that off. It's quite interesting. I wasn't expecting that. And there you have the EV mode, which again, you can drive the car if the battery is full in full EV up to, I think, around 130 kilometers an hour. But then again, it's such a small battery and everything that it's just not going to happen. This is the gearbox, you know, very easy to use, nothing special about that. There you have a wireless charger for your phone and a socket to plug in whatever you want to plug in. Here's the climate control, very easy to use. Mine was on off because I have the windows open because it's summery outside and I want to enjoy the weather. And of course, heated seats. Now let's turn that back, well, sorry, off. Now here you have a nice storage and air vents, and the storage here is quite practical. I have, well, 2 phones and I usually put one here and one there. I know it sounds weird, but yeah, that's how I do it, and it's very practical, but you can put whatever there. You get some extra storage here, which this is more slippery. This is not. This is very grippy. This is quite slippery. Of course, the glove box is decent enough, and again, there you can put whatever you like. Now for the infotainment system, as you can see, it does display many stuff. You have a map. You can go through the menu and scroll if you want. All those options. You have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So, you know, it's up there with everything. Is it the most responsive screen in the world? No, it's touchscreen, but it does move okay, like if you want. It's not the slowest, it's not the fastest. See, like it's gonna take a minute, but it's fine. It's nothing that's, you know, bad or anything. It's just very usable and very easy to use. And here you have my fuel consumption. As you can see, this is just amazing. I've been driving this car for quite some kilometers now, a few hundred kilometers, maybe 1,000. I don't know. I've did a lot of, well, city driving, but also highway driving, which is less economical on this car than city driving. Again, long story short, tiny engine, hybrid, what you want. But overall, my fuel consumption was of, well, as you can see, 4.4 liters per 100 kilometers combined. I still have a good autonomy for with around half a tank. Honestly, fuel-wise, this car just rocks. So there's not much else to say about fuel economy because this car is a Toyota hybrid and they've been doing that for so long. It's just great, and that proves everything. Again, that's all for the infotainment system. I'm not gonna teach you how to turn up the volume and you know, let's be honest, connect your phone. That most cars in 2021 can do that, so there's nothing special with that. So I propose we take this tiny Yaris for a drive to see how it drives and how it feels. So now that we're on the move, what can I tell you first? Well, first of all, comfort-wise, this car is unexpectedly comfortable. Like, I was expecting it to be like any regular small city car, rather rigid and not very comfortable, with, you know, basic suspension and basic everything, and honestly this is not. The suspension might not be on par with something more luxurious, and that's, you know, of a higher rank in the automotive hierarchy, but this is very decent for what it is. Honestly, I'm very pleased. The seats are comfortable, the car overall is comfortable, it's silent enough overall if you're not like accelerating super fast like now, for example. So you get that buzzing sound that's very CVT, and that's normal. This has a CVT gearbox, and once you get used to it, that's just how it is, and that's that. But yes, overall I'm very pleasantly surprised by the comfort offered by the Yaris Hybrid. What about ease of usage and everything? Well, this is a very easy car to drive. As you can see now, I'm doing 60 kilometers an hour. I'm in comfort. You see, it's a bumpy road and it absorbs it very well. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to change gears. This is automatic. It switches, like now we're in electric. It's super silent, and I have the AC on because it's very warm outside. And see, it's not noisy. It's honestly refined enough for what it is. I mean, there's not that much to say, to be honest. It's just a very good city car. What's a bit annoying is that collision prevention thingy with the brakes for you. Okay, that's nice if you want to avoid like a crash, but most of the time it's just a bit too on the edge, if you get my point. This I didn't like much. I didn't care much for it, and I generally just end up deactivating it, but then you have to deactivate it every time you start the car, and it's just, you know, it's a bit annoying, but you get used to it. It's like start-stop in normal cars. So yeah, besides the elbow complaint, although it's far better on the right side than it is on the left side, that's why I drive with my hands. So generally I'm like this, but this is so uncomfortable that I simply gave up and started driving like this. That's just how uncomfortable it is. Overall, it just drives nicely. It's easy to park. It has parking camera, parking sensors. You know, it's just a very modern car. It's just in a smaller package so that it fits in a crowded city like Brussels. It's just perfect. I've driven it on the highway, I've driven it in town, and it performs equally well to any other car on the market. Of course, it's not the most silent. If you want to drive it fast on the highway, you're gonna get a bit of wind noise, and the engine is gonna be a bit buzzing if you have something like you're going uphill because CVT again. But nothing really major. Honestly, I really like the car. Is it sporty? Let's see. I mean, it goes, it's what, a little over 100 horses. It does accelerate, it pulls nicely, it has some thrust, and with you know, combined power output of 116 horses, it's more than enough for regular use. Brakes are okay, just a bit grabby at the beginning, like most hybrids, but nothing major. The steering is quite numb, it's direct, and the car is quite grippy. This has nothing to do again with the last generation. This is just so much better in every single way, if you want my opinion. It's really worth the upgrade, but overall it's just a regular car. If you want sporty, go check out my GR Yaris review. That's a proper sports car. That's a very focused machine, and that's, you know, you want a GR Yaris, you're gonna get a GR Yaris. It's gonna be super fun to drive, very crazy and like super sporty, but it's not gonna be as comfortable. It's not gonna give you 4.4 liters per 100 kilometers fuel average. Like, you know, this is a very good daily. This is a proper good daily for someone who just wants a car to get from point A to point B comfortably, and all the modern technologies and features. This is just a very good package, and honestly at the price, this starts at around 18,000 euros, and with all the specs and everything, I think this car was somewhere in the range of 25, 26, but then I know they're running a promotion because the hybrid generally starts at 22,000 euros, so this had like what, 4,000 euros of extra. It's a whole mess, and the prices change according to the country and, you know, packages. For example, here they're running a deal where you can get the hybrid at the same price as the regular petrol version, and then it drops the price, and then you have some advantages because it's a hybrid. Then if you take it, you know, with on like a company, it just depends. You're gonna pay what you're gonna pay, but overall this is on the lower side of things when you look at the economy today, and I'm very happy with what I got. I got everything: a heads-up display, all the tech-in features, security stuff, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, you know, heated seats. Like, you get everything you might want / need in a car, except it's just a smaller package. So if you really need space, probably not the car for you. But if you don't care and you live in a city like Brussels, London, Paris, this is just perfect. Like, honestly, as a daily, it's just perfect. Might not be the car I would get, because I'm just personal choice. I don't need a car like that. But honestly, I've used it quite a lot, and I can see the appeal. As I was saying, if you just need a car from point A to point B that will get you there every single time, because this is a Toyota, 5-year warranty, it's super reliable, very economical. You know what? This is a good choice. If not, then go look somewhere else, or check out again my video with the Yaris, GR Yaris, sorry. Now, before leaving you guys, I will just do a quick POV so you can see the car, how it feels to be behind the wheel, and after that I'll simply give you my conclusion. So, in conclusion, what is the new Yaris hybrid? It's a very good daily, that's what it is. It's very economical, it's very eco-friendly, it's all the things that appeal to the mainstream population nowadays, especially if you live in a big city. This is a car you should consider definitely if you're in the market for something like a Fiesta, Polo, or anything like that. And I think it's a good compromise between size and everything else, because again, with something like a Fiat 500, you don't really get trunk space, you don't really get 4 seats, like it's way smaller and not very convenient, at least in my opinion. So yes, this should definitely be on your list if you're looking for a car in this segment. Now, that being said, I thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any more questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments or on Instagram at @EuroCarShow. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a big thumbs up and of course subscribe to the channel. That helps us tremendously in getting new cars, in growing the channel together. If you can afford the click, please consider doing it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.